What's up, everybody? Welcome to another show with Jammin with J Money. We back. We had a few days off. It's Tuesday though. It's time to get back to some money now. We're gonna have games pretty much every day once again. So it's time to get to it, man. That's my guy Junior Browne. That's my guy Jordan Sharp. What's up, guys? What's up, Jordan? Everything good with you?
Yeah, good weekend. I was just telling you about some of these plays I'm looking at today. Haven't pulled the trigger on one just yet, but it's been a little nice to have a little break from basketball over the last 48 hours. But like you said, we gotta get back to business, get the people what they want tonight, and see if we can find a little value on this Lakers Nuggets game. How about you, JB?
Yeah, I had a good weekend in a different sport. Happy to get back to basketball because that's what I love. I haven't made an official play for today because with so few games remaining, we gotta be smart and pick our spots. The playoffs have been profitable for me. I don't want to throw those profits down the drain just because I'm just forcing play. So I'm really just trying to take my time for the rest of the season and make as much money as possible until next season. That's it.
That's a smart man right there. I love that you said that, Junior. That's exactly what I've been doing, man. Just taking it easy. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we just had the ever since the Boston game 3, they got it done over them on Saturday, 117-106. That series is now 2-1. Be interesting to see if the Celtics can tie it up again tomorrow. On Sunday, we had the Lakers there. They AD with a game-winning shot there. I mean, the Nuggets they came back to life. I know they got down by I know at one point they got down by 15 points. I thought that it was pretty much over in the second half. Right before the second quarter ended there, right before the half, they got back into the groove or whatever, kind of started playing defense. Then the third quarter, outscored them 28-22. It was a brand new game. Then in the fourth quarter, man, the really Nuggets should have won that game. It's really had me thinking all over the place over this one because we've seen teams lose over a game-winning shot, and when you see Jokic put his head down, sometimes the team are really pissed off after that, but sometimes it's so gut-wrenching. You knew you should have won the game, so it'll be interesting to see how the Nuggets come out here. They did take that L 105-103 on Sunday. Junior, what was your assessment of that game? The Nuggets could have won that one there if it wasn't for the last defensive breakdown and Anthony Davis getting wide open for the three.
Yeah, I think Coach Malone will regret that, especially because I saw a clip of the game that the Lakers and the Nuggets played in the bubble. And essentially, Plumlee made that exact same mistake. You could see Jeremy Grant telling him, "Yo, if LeBron sets a screen, switch." Well, we all played basketball. LeBron James didn't even know what was happening. He did not even look in Anthony Davis's direction. There was no screen set, and we all saw Plumlee ran up to LeBron James, pointed at AD. Probably the biggest bonehead play I've seen since J.R. Smith in the finals. Listen, if he's guarding like Contavious Caldwell-Pope and he switches and he makes a mistake, okay, you can't make that mistake against Anthony Davis, especially the way he's been cooking in the series, especially because you had a foot to get around the screen. It's not like you had to fight through a screen. Nah, you just ran away from him and pointed at him. Anyways, I don't even want to talk about it. That play, you want to talk, you just said something, you just said the perfect thing. I really think that shot took the heart out of Denver for the simple fact that LeBron James didn't even really play well in that game. He played well in the first half, but that's one of the worst second half, fourth quarters you ever see from LeBron. You got to win that game. You got to win that game. There's no way around it. The Lakers handed it to you on a silver platter. They let you go on a 9-0 run to take the lead. And then that's how you lost? I mean, wow. I don't even have any word. I was speechless, honestly. Oh, one last thing I want to say. Shout out to Anthony Davis for yelling Kobe after making that shot. I love that. I don't even know why I loved it, but that gave me goosebumps when I seen him yelling Kobe, man. That was big.
Right, yeah. But that was pretty crazy there, man. I mean, like you say, game winning shot, he deserved to say Kobe there. In my opinion, the Lakers, we can't overlook it. We can't overlook it, Jordan, that the Nuggets here pretty much deserved to win the game. The Lakers deserved to lose that game, even though they won it. A lot of people was thinking that it was going to be sweep or 4-1, somewhere close to that. I mean, myself as well. But the Nuggets came with a nice counterpunch there, Jordan. What do you think here? I mean, like Junior said, it could be gut wrenching to them, or they could come back and do more of the same what they did in game 2, possibly get over the hump here. Like you said, I mean, it's pretty crazy there.
Yeah, and you think about the emotional roller coaster the Nuggets went through in that game, starting from just getting beat down in the first half by LeBron James and then completely flipping the script and putting together probably one of the better defensive second halves we've seen from them in the entire playoffs, only to have it ruin a perfect second half of defense, only to be ruined by a blown assignment and a blown switch at the end of the game. I mean, it's tough. Like Junior said, it's going to be tough to rebound from that. That being said, I think the Nuggets can take some solace in the fact that they held, I think, the Browne to like only 2 made field goals in the second half. I mean, they made the corrections they need to make. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, they're down 0-2 now, and they're facing a must-win game tonight. But at that same time, this Nuggets team has started to trend in the right direction defensively, and I've kind of mentioned this every time I've been on the show with them so far in these finals. If they could just, I mean, if it wasn't for that first half, they would have won this game anyways. I mean, let's be perfectly clear. You don't give up 60 points to the Lakers in the first half. And I mean, you're not going to win the game, and it ended up being that way. So technically, it could have been, the Nuggets just say we need to just shore up our defense for 4 quarters, and if we actually put the pressure on them that we did in the second half, we can win this series and get back into it here and win this game tonight. I mean, I said before, and we'll talk about this a little bit more. I think the Nuggets are capable of doing that. The question is whether or not a team without a whole lot of playoff experience is mentally tough enough to get it together here after that type of loss. So, time will tell, but it seems to be that the books are giving them credit. They're down a whole point from where they were in the spread in game 2. So we'll see if that continues, or if we see some Lakers money come on here later in the day.
Definitely had to mention that as well, man. That they you definitely had to mention that it is a whole point difference. That surprised me as well, because like I say, I mean, a lot of people after that game 1 was really sort of Lakers smacking them up every single game. Then it was a big difference there. And we usually don't see odds makers give it. It usually take like 3 games for them to start messing with the point spread. And here, I mean, just after 2 games, they say, "Oh damn, man." So maybe they're a little scared after the Nuggets covered that one. Jokic did have 30 points on 9 of 20 shooting, and Murray had 25 as well. So they definitely gonna need that. They're gonna need that little 15 points out of Porter. You're gonna need Gary Harris to step up, man. You're gonna need Paul Millsap to step up in times like this. I would say they got a little bit of playoff experience. They did get their butts kicked last year. They from the Blazers. I know this was an angle that I was on all year versus the Blazers when they put them out game 7 in their own house. So, I mean, the Nuggets know a little bit about being up in with leads, and that's probably why they propelled them to come back for some leads this year, Junior. Let's go ahead and get to today's game. Obviously, I mean, just one game to recap pretty much, and then one game for today. Junior, real quick, what do you think about that Celtics game on Saturday? We'll recap that one, too, since we didn't get a chance to. What do you think about that one? Celtics, they once again almost pissed another one there away, but it seemed like every single time the Heat tried to cut it within single digits. This time the Celtics had an answer for it. And what do you think? How do you think Gordon Hayward looked off the bench, Junior?
I think that Gordon Hayward was okay. What I think more so is like, you're going into a fight with all your soldiers now. You know what I mean? So I think that having Hayward is just a moral boost, and more so than a moral boost. Now your guy Grant Williams played less than 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like now that you see they shortened the hell out of that bench. Brand Wanamaker played 9 minutes. Former SEC Player of the Year, Grant Williams, you know what I'm saying? Jay's homie played 9 minutes. Enes Kanter played like 5 minutes, and that's it. So, but that's what the playoff. Listen, at least in my lifetime, that's what the playoffs have always been about. You shorten your rotation, you go with your best guys, and everybody else just watches. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if they could get Hayward at even 80% of his normal output, this is going 7 games, I think. But this game 3 is pivotal. I mean, sorry, game 4 is really pivotal because if the Heat go up 3-1, I'm not sure Boston's going to win 3 straight games. I haven't seen enough from Boston that convinces me that they're going to be able to beat them 3 straight times. But if they can side up 2-2, now, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'll actually be more afraid to bet on the series if Boston ties it up 2-2, to be honest, because now I really don't know what's going to happen. Whereas if Miami wins the next game, I'm going, when I tell you heavy, hard in the paint, I'm going on game 6 or game 5. Game 5, yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that because I want to know what heavy. I want to know what hard in the paint is to some other people. I really do, but it's personal info though. That's why I said we're gonna go with that out the show. But Jordan, What do you think? What do you think about that game 3 Celtics versus Heat? What do you think about that? And how you think Gordon Hayward obviously had a little game to shake the rust off there? You know what I'm saying? It didn't look too bad there. In the next game, as the series goes on, you might see him get better and better, possibly even moving to the starting lineup. Maybe it depends if they want to mess with that. But Jordan, how you think the Celtics look there? What was your assessment of game 3, my guy?
Yeah, getting Hayward back is big for a couple reasons. I think first and foremost, seeing him play 31 minutes was actually very surprising to me. I didn't think he would get that much of burn off of being a month off straight into game 3 of a playoff series down 0-2. That being said, yeah, I mean they're gonna slowly get his legs back under him. He's probably to see him play 31 minutes means he's conditioned enough, which is a good sign for Boston, because that only means the shooting stroke is going to be what comes next. And if that comes back, you're right. It's going to be very difficult to see this series being shorter than 5 games, just because he does add a dimension off the bench for them, shooting the ball, and just even as a decoy in some instances to open up space for other guys. And, if he gets back to full minutes here, upwards of mid-30s, upper 30s, yeah, your boy Grant Williams ain't even going to see the court. He's going to become a cheerleader right next to Semi Ojeleye and all the other guys that ain't seeing minutes in this one, because Hayward's too good as an offensive threat. To be held down any further once he gets his legs back under. We'll see if it takes him another game or not. I'd be wagered to say that I'd probably bet the under on his props if they're being offered here for the next game, just because you guys know you play basketball. You take a month off from doing anything, especially an ankle injury. Your shot's gonna be a little off because you're not used to jump shots right now. You got to get your legs back under you and feeling good before that happens. That being said, he didn't look bad. He definitely looked good on all other aspects of the court. So once the shooting stroke comes back, I think Boston definitely should give a little more credit, like Junior said, especially if they lose here this game 4.
Yeah, one thing. It'll be interesting to see if the Celtics can bring that same fire and passion that they did in Game 3. That's my whole thing. Can they duplicate that for Game 4? Because it's not the same when you're coming off a win it is and when you're coming off the loss. Actually, I mean, but they know that this is a pivotal game. So definitely, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Just real quick, the Grant Williams, and it's not that I really don't like the kid in today's NBA. I don't think that he should be out there as a center. If anything, I mean, maybe power forward at the most. You got to think that this guy is he's a really small. I mean, so in college, it worked at Tennessee, and I was a big fan of. He made me, what I'm saying, a bunch of more. I remember one of them games. I can't remember who was. Grant Williams came back. I'm talking about foul and won all that. So I like the guy, but right here in the playoff series as a rookie, I'm sorry, but you got to play Ojeleye. You got to play Cantor. Cantor has a lot. He's not that good on defense, but you have to. You got to have somebody else out there other than Grant Williams. You definitely can't have him playing at the 5, in my opinion. So that was my main problem, because I remember in that game too, man. You having him out there with Tatum. You had him out there with Tatum, Walker. It was him and two other guys off the bench, man, and it was just absolutely horrendous lineup in my opinion. That's when they made the run. So Brad Stevens a better coach than that, man. That's the last thing I'm gonna say about that rant. He is much more knowledgeable about NBA than I am. I mean, as far as his team, and you have this guy out here. Come on, bro. It really bothers me. It does. But don't get it twisted. I don't have a problem personally with Grant Williams. It's just as far as this series, I don't think there's a place for him. I really don't, man. But
I agree with you 100%, bro.
The guy gets out there and have more fouls than he has points. Like, he's out there pretty much for all defense. I understand that, but.
And Jay,
I don't know, bro. It bothers me, bro. It really does, because I know Stevens is smarter than that. I know he is. Junior,
and Jay, listen, I was just being sarcastic because I said SEC Player of the Year Grant Williams, but let's be real. If you watch college basketball, the biggest advantage that Grant Williams had was he was like a grown ass man playing against like little ass boys. Like, when he was out there, it looked like I'm not gonna say an NBA player, but it looked like someone's dad that could hoop was playing against these children, bro. So, like, he was just a man amongst boys in college. In the NBA, everybody's a man. So that shit's just not going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, playing against the 4th best conference in the country, too. It's not like the SEC is a basketball powerhouse either still. So, yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Grant Williams checking Bam Adebayo. You got to be crazy. Get the F out of here, son. But let's get to today's games, man. We got the Lakers versus the Nuggets, man. Obviously, y'all know it's the only game we got today. It's only one of them up. Y'all, you know why y'all here. But Lakers favored by 6.5, man. Jordan pointed out something real interesting there. Lakers was 7.5. You know what I'm saying? Now, since it was one close game, now they bumped it down to 6.5. It's not because of the home court. It ain't no damn home court, just because they got Nuggets logo on what you call it, and they got maybe a little bit more of their fans out there that doesn't mean nothing. But Nuggets catching the 6.5 in a must-win game is pretty simple. Do you think the Lakers are going to go up 3-0, or do you think the Nuggets going to fight for their playoff lives here? I really do think it's that simple, Junior, because like you say, if you think the Lakers are going to sweep them, I mean, even if they could still win this game just like they did last game and not by the 6.5. It's if the Nuggets are going to show some fight here, Junior. How you think the Lakers I'm going to go to Jordan first. How do you think the Lakers come back from this one? Or better yet, how you think the Nuggets come back from this, Jordan, after that gut-wrenching buzzer beater loss?
Yeah, absolutely best question, and probably the most expensive question on tonight is how do the Nuggets bounce back from this one? And personally, I think they come back knowing that they should have won that game and being demoralized. I mean, you made it to the Western Conference Finals. Like, you really can't. If Mike Malone is worth even half of what the money they're paying him, he's going to be telling his guys, like, look, we had that game in the bag. We would have played better in the first half. We would have not blown a defensive assignment late in the game. We had the game in the bag. It was ours. The series should be tied 1-1. The series isn't over. We've made the adjustments that we need to make. I think they can carry that, at least the thought of that, into Game 3, and knowing that if they can jump on them defensively early, because I mean, I think we've probably established that the Denver Nuggets are not going to just beat teams with their offense. Their offense is very good. Jamal Murray is an excellent player. He's a superstar in the making in this league, but it's not enough to beat this Lakers team. They have to lock in defensively, and they have to figure out if they're going to limit LeBron James or Anthony Davis. It seems like they can't limit Anthony Davis. The next best option would be to blitz LeBron James when he has the ball in his hands and force the ball in his hands, force them to make shots. That being said, if that's going to happen, I don't know. But I'm leaning towards the Nuggets in this series just because I think if let's be honest, they don't win today, it's over. I mean, they're getting swept. Like, it's just, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind if they lose this game that they're going to lose in 4 games. Like, if they're not coming out to play today, it's not happening. So I think I'm kind of leaning more towards the Nuggets in this one. That being said, I mean, it theoretically should like them early if that's the case. But they've been just awful in first halves, not only in this series, but even in the first halves of their comeback in the second round. I mean, it was just they don't seem to play well early in ball games for whatever reason defensively. And so it's really hard for me to say, oh, the Nuggets are going to come out awesome defensively here in this game and shut them down, and it's going to be an under in the first half, and they're going to cover and all that stuff. I can't say that with confidence just because I haven't seen it from them. Theoretically, it's going to happen. It's going to happen today. So if you like that side of things, that'd be the one I'm endorsing. But it's very, very hard for me to put my money on it right now.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel, Junior. That's exactly how I feel. I mean, it's a tough one, in my opinion. The way I'm looking at it, the only way I could look at it is Nuggets plus 6.5, but I hadn't got there yet. If I was to make a bet on the game, that's what I would be looking towards, Junior. What you got in this one? You think the Lakers gonna go up 3-0 in dramatic fashion, or do the Lakers go up 3-0 and not cover the spread, or do the Nuggets trying to steal one here? They kind of had a little recipe there. They locked down defensively. They can maybe get it. What you think about this one, my guy?
Yeah, I have a hard time, honestly, finding any kind of advantage in this game. If you gave me a free play, my lead would be under 214. I think if the Denver Nuggets want to win this game, well, first of all, just talk about fundamental facts. In the playoffs, as the pressure starts rising, so when I say pressure starts rising, you're getting into the later rounds, you're getting into, late into the series, the points are going to start going down.
Yeah.
That's just how basketball usually works. And I know 2020 is different. I know the bubble's different. But I'm just going by what I've grown accustomed to with basketball, where, in these pressure situations, like Denver is under a lot of pressure. Is Denver going to come out and try to run and gun with the Lakers? I don't think so. I think they're going to try and slow it down. They're going to try and run their offense through Jokic. Here's a couple of problems, though, why I can't bring myself to take the points with Denver. First of all, when AD plays the 5 and Jokic has to guard him, that's food. He's because he's not just taking him off the dribble. He's posting him up and spinning and shooting so fast that Jokic is still on the ground. Jokic has no chance against Anthony Davis. Not to say Anthony Davis because it's stopping Jokic, because Jokic, I think, had 30 in the last game. But it's clear that Jokic can't guard Anthony Davis. So when the Lakers go to the 5, I agree with Jordan. They should just listen, you got to give Jokic some help, or just put Grant on Anthony Davis. But here's the problem. When they switch a couple of times now, Jokic is guarding LeBron. Is that any better?
No, that's worse.
Yeah, so they have, and look, there's another weird situation. Did you guys notice in the first half, LeBron is basically running this offense, in my opinion. LeBron's getting the ball, and he's like, whoever Jamal Murray's guarding, come set me a screen. Because these guys switch on every screen, and then now I got Jamal Murray on me. Again, that's food, bro. That's all you can eat buffet. He's cutting backdoor and getting lobs. He's posting up and throwing dimes over him. Like, the Denver Nuggets have got to do what they did late in the fourth quarter when they went on that run. Just let the other guys shoot. They let Danny Green shoot. They let Contavious shoot. They let other guys shoot, but they didn't really just let Davis and LeBron shoot. Blitz them too, and just if the rest of them guys beat you, then you're just not good enough to beat these guys. It's a
double team.
Double
team the pick and roll. Hammer that
They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice.
Blitz that shit.
Yeah, they don't have a choice.
I couldn't be I couldn't be a coach, Junior. On the fucking pick and roll, blitz that shit. LeBron just bringing the ball up the court, send two people at his ass when he get to half court. I don't care. Now, I'm double team. I'm playing two people on LeBron, two people on AD. The rest, hey, somebody else going to have one on. Two of them going to be open. I'm leaving KCP ass open. Danny Green, he out there for defense. I'm leaving them open. Now, they can get hot for three, but like Junior said, you better live with that shit because Anthony and LeBron are not going off on me. If I'm the coach, so they're going to have less than 10 points. I don't give a damn somebody else had 50 out there. It's not going to be them. You're going to have to make every damn shot, but that's why I'm not a coach out there because I guarantee you I'm blitzing the shit out them boys. We running a half-court press on their ass, boy, but in all seriousness, on that pick and roll, you gotta blitz it, man, because that starts to players start thinking different. They start getting corralled or whatever, start passing into turnovers. That's a lot of that's what happens the most, passing into turnovers. So we know LeBron is a better passer, but that's just my thought. You got double team, triple team his ass if you got to, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the Western Conference Finals, man. If you want to win, you had two games now out there. You know what I'm saying? You had a chance to win last game. It's up to Mike Malone now to make the defensive adjustments. That the defensive breakdown with Plumlee and Grant, or y'all two guys going to LeBron, there's no way that shit should happen, man. The pass shouldn't have been that easy to AD either, man. But I'm sorry. I go off on little rants and shit, man. But I'm sorry, Junior. What was you saying? And another thing, I want to look at some props. I was trying to ask the guys in the chat if they had any props they was looking at, any props you guys liking, my guy.
No, you don't gotta apologize, bro. It's your show. You go on as many rants as you want. I was just saying that these are the reasons I can't bring myself to take the points with Denver, because I just feel like the holes that they have are really big ones. Their best player can't guard really. I'm not going to say he can't guard anybody, but he can't guard the Lakers' two best players. You got the second best player getting brought in on switches to cover LeBron, who's 6'8", like 250. Jamal Murray's like 6'3", $190 or something. Blitz LeBron. Blitz him and just make him get rid of the ball and make other people beat you. Because I promise you this, J Money, LeBron is averaging 20.5 points a game in this series. He's going to come out today and be in attack mode, because if the Lakers had lost that game yesterday, the headline would have been like, oh, LeBron failed in the fourth quarter. He was 1 for 6, had 4 turnovers, 3 assists. He did not play well, which I'm not going to blame him for them coming back, but he's their closer, right? And he was not able to close. Anthony Davis closed for him. Again, that's not me blaming LeBron. That's me thinking of in LeBron's mind, like, okay, I didn't do my job in the last game. I'm going to come out in this game, a pivotal game, a game where we got our foots on your neck. I'm going to stomp y'all out like I was wearing some Timbos and kick y'all all upside the head. And I just think that's how LeBron's going to come out. And if he comes out like that, I think this could get ugly. Because if they don't slow down AD and LeBron comes out aggressive, I don't know, man. So my lead is under 214, because I think that's how Denver's going to play. I think they're going to have to slow it down. I think the shooting is going to slow down. That's my lean. Sorry to interrupt you guys. Under 214.
No, you're all right, Jordan. What you think about LeBron's props here? What do you think about the if you can put the props up for me, Jordan? If you like any props, I'm looking at Bovada's. I don't like the way theirs is. I don't like the way they got theirs set up to where it's starting out small, heavily juiced all the way up to high. They don't really have a set prop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at right now. What you think about what Junior said, Jordan? You think LeBron's going to come out here very, very aggressive here?
Yes, it's going to be the same story from game 2, LeBron first half as game 3. I think that he's going to set the tempo. He's going to set the pace. He's going to make sure that all his guys are getting involved, because that's what seems to be his role has shifted to on this Lakers team with what Junior was just talking about, with AD being the closer and the main scorer here, number one option. I think he definitely seizes the moment here. I think LeBron James looks at the opportunity ahead of him. He's like, I already got lucky because the Nuggets came back and beat the Clippers for me. I didn't have to do it. Now I got lucky. I should be tied 1-1. Now I'm up 2-0. I'm looking at an Eastern Conference Finals that could be headed to 7 games and they're going to have the benefit of playing this game before the Celtics and Heat even get to theirs tomorrow, obviously. I mean, all that considered, I'm looking at LeBron's prop right now at 26.5 at even money on the over. I mean, that doesn't seem like a bad value to me. The only thing is, like we were talking about earlier, and I completely endorse this. If you're the Nuggets defensively, you have to force the ball out of his hands, especially in the second half, because he's going to become Magic Johnson reincarnated in the second half in this game. If they're coming out in the lead and he's able to, you know what I'm saying? Like they did a good job of limiting him and forcing him to shoot outside shots. But if he's getting into the paint and breaking things down again, and they're not forcing the ball out of his hands, like you guys said, as soon as he crosses half court, he's going to go off, because he's going to be able to do whatever he wants, because there's, like you said, exactly what both of you have said in this show in the last 5 minutes, is that the Nuggets don't have the individual defenders to match up to both LeBron James and AD. You may be able to beat one of them. You can't beat both. So you're going to have to pick your poison. And to me, let AD go for 40. Let those other guys shoot like they did in the second half, but make sure LeBron James is not killing you. Make sure one of the greatest basketball players of all time is not killing you. You're going to have a shot to win this game. I just don't trust that. I think for me, if I'm betting props on this game, just to answer your question from earlier, Jay, I don't think I could touch an over. I don't care if it's LeBron James. We saw what was the final score of the last game? 103, 108, and that was the last seconds 3. You got 208 points scored in that game. And now you're looking at what Junior, and exactly, I completely agree with what Junior said earlier. These totals in these playoff series, especially if these pivotal ones, are all only going to go down. Defensive, if the Nuggets come out and pressure the Lakers defensively like they should, this is going to be a lower scoring game. The problem is I just don't know if some of these other guys from Denver, like I'm looking at props like Michael Porter, 10.5 points, Jeremy Grant, 10.5 points, Harris and Paul Millsap, 8.5 points. Some of these guys, 2 or 3 of those guys are going to go under their prop total if the Nuggets lose this game. So if you're stuck on, I think the Lakers are going to win, but they're not going to win by margin, you think they're going to come out defensive, just bet some of the unders on these Nuggets props. Like there's ways you can take. I mean, Gary Harris is even money on the under right now on 8.5 points. Jeremy Grant's been nowhere to be found in this series offensively. He's got 10.5 points juiced on the under. Like there's going to be some value in some of these depending on where you think your edge is from. But to me, like LeBron's going to have foot on throat. As Junior stated tonight, from the opening tip-off, it's up to the Nuggets to see if they can force the ball out of his hands and make somebody else beat it. But LeBron James is going to have that the playoff face LeBron on, the scowl that has become so famous tonight.
Yeah, you said something there. I'm gonna let you go real quick, Junior. I want to say something about that LeBron James with him being. I mean, you really said something there. Basically reincarnated Magic Johnson. He's basically a 3 or 4 that's playing the point guard. He can play up to 5. He can defend every position out there. You know what I'm saying? The point guard god out there. So you said something there. My thing is my assessment with the Lakers, with LeBron getting up in age, the more that he scores, the more he does on offense, the less energy he'll have on the defensive end. So obviously they're not playing the Nuggets defensive team that's you know what I'm saying, the offensively juggernaut. But I think as we get on to the finals, whatever, as the season goes on, we're gonna see the Lakers, see LeBron James as the more as he's assertive on the offensive end, that's less, because we gotta think he getting up there in age, man. The guy, like, he dyed his beard black before every game, and by the time the game over, that motherfucker's already having gray hairs. And no lie. So be interesting to see. But one more thing, guys. Magic Johnson kind of left the Lakers when shit was getting sticky, man. And you know what I'm saying? Now them boys nice again. Magic tried to get on his Twitter like he's still with, bro. You left. Remember?
I'm not going to be here.
I ain't going to be here. I ain't going to be there. So you kind of did. I got to say something about that. My guy Dip, when the Lakers was looking bad, now they nice. And bet you Magic Johnson wish he was still over there, man. So I had to say something about that, Junior. What was you gonna say, my guy?
Yeah, Magic is listen, the thing about Magic is his receipts, if that, for lack of a better word, are so long that no real Laker fan can slander Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is, you know what I mean? There's 9 finals, 5 championships. He just, you know what I mean? Like the Lakers today are piggybacking off what he built in the 80s. You know what I mean? So like I get what you're saying because he's really wishy-washy, you know what I mean? But
he dipped too early. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Cashed out his chips too early.
He didn't even give him a chance. And there's no slander with it because obviously as a basketball player, I'm just saying it was a little bit of a cop-out. It's a little bit, they bad now. I don't want to be a part of it. He didn't really give him a chance to wait to get. So that's where it comes in to me where Magic was like, I mean, he see like, damn, they good now. Maybe I should have stayed on. I mean, he always gonna be a part of Lakers organization. You know what I'm talking about on the payroll. He was a part of like beginning the ring.
Yeah, you're right.
They won one this year type shit, and he dipped a little early because you remember last year shit wasn't looking good when they had LeBron over there. So he probably felt like, damn, it's kind of my fault. Now them boys got AD over there. And like I say, it's not his fault, but I'm just saying dip a little early. It's just I kind of forgot all about it. And so, you know what I'm saying, with Jordan bringing them back up, it made me remember that he dipped out on them a little early. But he always going to be a part of Laker Nation. I just want to say that real quick, my guy.
What I was actually going to say was somebody in the comments said, hey, what about PJ Dozier? And PJ Dozier in the second half, he was big. He was big, especially defensively. Here's my problem with PJ Dozier. He went 1 for 5 from the free throw line in a game his team lost by 2. He only played in the second half. He played 15 second half minutes, got to the line 5 times, which if you prorate that, that's amazing to get to the line 5 times in only 15 minutes played. But my guy, all you do is play basketball for a living. That's all you do. And you don't even play that much. All you do is shoot around all the goddamn time.
No fans.
That's all you do is shoot around with no fans the whole goddamn season. You got to make at least 4 of them 5 free throws. You can't be going 1 for 5. He killed them.
Free throws, bro. That's the easiest shot in the NBA. Really, it's a free throw. It's supposed to be free, and you're really supposed to make. And see, this is why I couldn't be a coach, Junior. There's no way you go 1 for 5. Your ass running 5 laps at the end of the game. We lost by 2. Oh yeah, you running until you probably ain't gonna be hurt. You probably gonna be hurt next game from running because
Jay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. My practice is, y'all owe me 3 suicides, but if one of y'all wants to step up and make 1, you'll owe me none. But if you miss, you owe me another couple. That's how you gotta be able to make free throws, dog. You know what I mean? You got to be able to make free throws. That's it. Period.
Jordan, one thing that stood out to me, that Michael Porter Jr. prop 10.5. If there was one that I was going to go over out of the one that you mentioned, that's one that I like. There's no secret that that has to be the Nuggets' pretty much third scorer, 6 man off the bench. He has to give them offensive punch off the bench. We know Michael Porter Jr. He's shooting the ball. He's shooting, especially with all that stuff that happened earlier, whatever. You know what I'm saying? When he's saying that they got to pass the ball, whatever. Then boy, he gonna take some shots. I think he gonna be do everything he can to get over his 11 point. He had 15 the last game. Jordan, what you think about that prop? And I wouldn't argue with those unders on the Harris and Grant as well.
It's definitely been juiced that way. It looks like the ones the book I'm looking at, it looks like minus 122 over 10.5. So yeah, I mean, of all of them, you're right. That's absolutely the one that's going to go if the Nuggets are able to win this game or keep it within margin. That's for sure. I probably could endorse that. But then again, these young, like PJ, like we just talked about, young guys in big moments. Michael Porter, it's just do or die for him and these Nuggets right now. If he's going to shine, it's got to be tonight. It's same with all these other Nuggets. I'm trying to look and see if they have some point matchups for some of these lesser tier players. It looks like it's just the big boys against one another here. So I'd really like to see some of those second tier player, like who's going to score the most points matchups too, because I could eat off some of those tonight. But I'll have to shop around for those a little bit more. But yeah, to answer your question. Yeah, I'd probably lean. If I had to pick one Nugget to go under tonight, it'd probably be Millsap at 8.5. I think if there you want my lean on that one, because they gotta play Jeremy Grant more. That's just the fact of the matter is.
This fucking guy getting paid 30 fucking million. Excuse my French, guy, and I'm sorry if the kids watching or listen. Bro, this dude get paid $30 million, bro. Are you serious?
Hey, and Jay, they subbed him out at the end of the game.
Yeah,
they put in Mason. They took him out at the end of the game to put in Mason Plumlee. And he gets paid $30 million.
Hey, bro. When they brought him back, honestly, for the 1 year, because he kind of washed up. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty washed. They probably go back to a team like the Hawks or somebody that need veteran. You need to be somebody. You need to be the Udonis Haslam on the Heat, bro. Sit your ass on the bench. Get your veteran minimum, boy. $30 million. Bro, I can't rap. This is not what the show's about. I promise you. Bro, boy getting paid big cheddar out there, man, to not do single digit scoring. The 8.5. I doubt he gets over that shit, man. I bet you it's juice and that's why I don't mess with props, man. Because when there's something looking good, they're going to juice it. I mean, they're kind of tipping their cap, really, but you have to pay for it. You see what I'm saying? So that 10.5, it doesn't surprise me with that Michael Porter Jr. that my guy tell me is juice. That's why they do with the props, and that's why I don't mess with them. Because something really look good, they going to minus 130, minus 140 your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. That's not fair, but I guess if you want, you could sell points and take one more. You know what I'm saying? Get some plus money, man. But that's the show, man. Like I said, if I had a lean on this game, it's gonna be Nugget, a must-win game in a team that's catching points and they hadn't got blown out in the previous two games. It's one that's gonna have my eye on. I'll be honest with you guys. Lately, I have been taking light. If I was to bet this game tonight, for sure though, it would be the Nuggets plus the 6.5. Wrote up an article on this game as well, man. Like I say, if there's any game that the Nuggets are gonna win, and this is a pivotal game in my opinion, they're getting 6.5. That's the only way that I could look, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see if the Nuggets win. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Lakers win as well. But this is a Nuggets game, in my opinion. This is their must-win game, even though they had a chance to win. Last one, be interesting to see if their gut-wrenching loss propels them to a win here, or you know what I'm saying, they get blown out by 20. With any closing thoughts on this one, my guy Jordan? And then if you like any props or any thoughts on the total, you can throw it out as well. My guy, is any lean?
Yeah, I think my only real lean, I think, in this one is the Nuggets. I really think that if it's the night, it's tonight, and it's just never going to happen again. So if you're in that mindset, then I think taking the points with Denver is where it's at. But that being said, it's fine. I think I'm only at free play on that one right now. I'm looking at the W tonight to pay some bills tonight. I think I'm looking at the unders in this Sun and Aces game potentially here, game 2 of that one. I'm leaning that way a lot harder than I'm leaning towards the Nuggets tonight. That's for sure.
My guy said, yeah, I got hair all on my bed. My girl, hair be everywhere, man, but it's cool though. What's call it? My guy Westbrook said, put Bo into to contain Anthony Davis, man. Would love. Sorry, I gotta read the phone all sideways and shit, man. But y'all know, I mean, I gotta interact with the chat. My guy say put Bo in there, Junior. That'll definitely be a different look. Anthony Davis gonna post his ass up. So Anthony Davis gonna post him up one time, and it ain't gonna be a flop. He gonna fly past the goal, bro. I'm telling you, that boy sticks and bones out there. But hey, could be a little different look. What you think, Junior?
Yeah, Bo's a couple years away from being able to guard Anthony Davis. Let's stop being silly, please. Yeah, no. If as far as my leans in this game, under 214, it's just a lean though. I might talk myself into it. I don't really do teasers. I never give them out, but I might sprinkle a little something on Nuggets plus the points under teaser. That's really where my head's at right now.
That ain't bad there because I mean you can
that's
whatever total you like. I mean, teasing the Nuggets, or whichever side you guys like, man. It's you know what I'm saying. If you're not feeling all the way comfortable about the point spread, I see one guy in the chat. I can't see his name, but he was asking Junior. He was saying that does he think that the Lakers have a good chance to win on the money line? They favored by 6.5. Obviously, they have a good chance to. But if you saw last game, anything could happen. That's why I don't lay big numbers like that on the money line because I mean they lose, then lay more money than you should have, and you lost. So I mean that's a double loss right there. They probably minus $3. So that's a triple loss, but in my opinion, Junior, or let me let you finish that off. So what was you saying about the teaser? One last thing. What's your link?
Sound like one of y'all is at a construction site right now.
Bro, they're cutting down trees next to me like all for the last 3 days. I thought they were done and they are back again. I'm so sorry.
It's like they do it. It's like they do it right at the time that we doing the show, man. Trust me, I know because people be doing shit where I stay too.
They were here at 8:00 in the morning yesterday, but they didn't show up till right during the show today. Like what in the world? They just know. They know I'm up here doing something. Hey.
No, but on a serious note, though, I'm looking to tease that. Like Jay said, either way you try to tease a total is actually not that bad. But if I tease the under, I just don't see any way that this game is a high-scoring game. And if it is, bye-bye Los Spicy Nuggets.
Exactly. Yeah, they got to make it a defensive game. We know they can't keep up with the high flying Lakers. They got too many scoring options. LeBron, AD. You got Kuzma coming off the bench. Rondo looking like a quarterback out there. You know what I'm saying? It's almost unfair having that boy coming off the bench. He really a starting point guard in this league. But be interesting to see if the Nuggets. I'm a fan of that PJ Dozier. Obviously, he inserts a lot of energy off the bench. He's a young guy. Gives them a lot of energy. Got to make a couple of more free throws. It might be a little different game there. So be interesting to see. But we knew that Mike Malone got to pull out a few extra things. You got to try some new things there, man. Whether it is Bobo, Troy Daniels, get somebody in there, try to heighten the energy up, man, for them guys. So be interesting to see. I'll definitely be watching this game. Never talk anybody out of making an in play as well, man. You guys don't even have to bet. I mean, I know some people will do, but if you have an online account, you don't necessarily have to bet before the game starts. You can always watch in the first quarter, second quarter, make a second half play as well, man. So what I always say, don't force a bet. If you don't absolutely love it, don't force a bet, man. Don't be total degenerate. Even though it's a game, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to bet. If you like it, bet. If you don't feel totally comfortable with it, and it's not bad just to stay off, man. Watch the game, make a live bet, anything, man. So I'm leaning the Nuggets. I hadn't got there. You know what I'm saying? I lean the Nuggets, though, plus the 6.5. And I like that teaser as well by my guy, Junior, man. We're going to get out of here. Make sure you guys go to SBR Picks /NBA. Check out all the articles that we have over there from myself, Jordan, and Junior. And we got NFL, college football, hockey, whatever type of sport that you like to bet on. We have free plays over there and articles to go with it, man. So we appreciate y'all for jamming with J Money. And we will be back tomorrow for Heat versus Celtics. Y'all have a good day, man.